Give that a second or two. Good morning, sunshine. Millennial respect. You know, people don't give the millennials enough credit. I, for one, when I go to an electronics store, I want a millennial. They know. See, there's this generational thing. Every generation has a way of approaching things, and people don't understand. The millennials know about things before they're ready to come out. They know there's a problem. They just need the information. They need the details. They need the solutions before they even open the box. And when I go into a store, I want that millennial when I'm going in to buy a new telephone or what have you. They already know what to expect. My generation, we walk in the store and we just accept whatever. We accept what's on the shelf. We don't know about what's coming up, so we don't care. Millennials is in my own words, they're a smarter generation because they're paying attention to the details long before we do. That's why I wrote this book. Really, it's why I wrote the book. Because it's not that there isn't a need. It's not that they don't need the details. They don't need the history. They don't need all of this other information. They need a solution, and they'll take care of it. And that's the issue. My generation, a lot of times doesn't understand that, doesn't respect that. I spent a bunch of years in security, and I learned early on as their boss that if I included them in what was going on and told them what was needed, they would take care of it in spades and then some. And my bosses would look at me not understanding how I got the generation to help me, how I got them to do as much as they did. It's not that I asked them to do anything. I gave them the details and asked them for their help. And they took care of it. I never had to question it. They were always ahead of me. It was fantastic. My bosses didn't understand that. My bosses felt that they didn't need those details. They just needed to go in and do the job. And time and time again, the millennial generation taught me, just give us the details of what you need. We'll take care of it. So I've written a book. I've given you the details, how to fix your yard, put money in your pocket, and give you the wisdom of what Mother Nature can do through my experience, through my 15 years of experience. So a lot of times when I'm talking in a lot of the other videos and trying to talk to everyone, a lot of times it's the gardeners that pop up. It's the gardeners that come into my channel and they kind of dictate the chat, and I apologize for that. I really do. But I understand the millennials hear what we're saying as farmers and hear what we're saying as gardeners. And in a sense, they lose respect for us because we're talking about details they don't need. They need the solutions. Well, the solutions are here. The solutions are in this book. I have to reach for notes. I am sorry. I don't even remember the titles of my own videos. I did a shock value video titled It's Over, Final Show, where I put myself in the end times, in the end of the grid when everything goes down and tried to talk to everybody. Everybody took that video the wrong way. A few people got it. They understood I was talking from the prepper point of view and giving Mother Nature's opinion. It's the final part of it. And a lot of people were more entertained by was the title? No Reason, Just Because. Because I'm passionate about this. This does matter to me. What's going on here does matter. We've got a global problem here that needs a solution. It's not being addressed. People aren't looking at that. People aren't going that direction. People are ignoring what's going on and thinking that inevitably something that we're doing out of the stores is going to have the correct solution for our problem. And that's just not true. The organic way and going back to the organic way, getting off of what we've been told is the best way to get fruits, vegetables, and what have you out of our gardens, the best way to take care of our yards. And it's just not true. All of the news and the news media, all of the lack of water in California, all of the information that we're getting fed back of all of these catastrophes going on is proving it's just not true. We have to respect the millennials in the fact that if we give them the details how to fix something, they will take care of it. They already know there's a problem and they don't care how we got here. They're not blaming anybody. They're not faulting anybody. They're a totally different generation that deserves our respect. If, I kid around and talk about, how they do this or they do that, they do the other. But the reality is if I give you the details, I know you'll do it better than I do it. I know that for a fact. I've watched generation after generation and group after group and security officer after security officer do it better than I do once they're given the details. And that's the point of the Green Wizard's Guide. I'm giving you the details. Yeah, I've made it different than any other book ever written. I've never read a book like this. It's different. I want to talk to other authors and other readers and have a different approach for the next book. I don't want to be bottled into one specific style of writing because I want to reach everybody. This is a global situation, and there's only so many ways you can write something to somebody before they understand all of what you're saying, because it is about the message in total. Doesn't matter how we get there. What matters is everybody on the same page? Everybody come to the same conclusion and end up with the same, if not better, results. So I can't say it enough. I respect your generation. You guys are incredible. Like I said, I can't go to a store to buy something, and I'm looking for a millennial. I don't care. You guys know more. Perfect example. I'll go to a store and buy a TV and buy whatever's on the shelf. When the millennial knows what's coming next, I'm going to have a TV that's outdated in 6 months to a year. A millennial would have the next generation TV and be prepared for what's coming. My generation just doesn't know. We're not looking at the end result. We're looking at right now. So stop and think the next time you're worrying about these millennials and thinking that, they're just sitting at home playing on their Xbox. No, not quite. Not quite. They're further ahead than we are. Sorry to say. They know before we do. They know the end result before we do. It's really unique. There's some great, great, great people in the millennial generation that just need the details. It's kind of like the idea of, we open up the box and then we reach for the instructions and we go about what have you to put together or assemble whatever it is we're dealing with. The millennials, before they even pick up that box, they've already read the manual. They're that far ahead. They deserve a lot more respect than we give them when we're kidding around, when we're talking about this, that, or the other. A lot of times we skip and don't think about how much further ahead they are than we are. Their generation has had access to the internet and has had access to the details before we got there. They went to school that way. They're further ahead than we are. We read the history books. It's almost as if by having access to the internet, they're reading the future books before we ever see them. All due respect to the millennials, you guys have got it going on. So here's this global situation. Here's these global problems, catastrophes, natural, Mother Nature, worldly situations and problems. They don't even care how we got here. That's how much further ahead they are. It's not about whose fault it is. It's not about what went wrong. They're about, okay, give me the details how to fix this. I'll take care of it. And they will in astronomical ways. They're super far ahead of us. But who's giving them the details? Show me a government official that's sitting there with the knowledge and says, all right, you know the problem. Here's the solution. Get it done. None. Because there's a generational gap. They're not understanding the millennials. The millennials know what's going on before we do. They just need the answers. And that's the issue here. I've written a book that addresses these issues, that addresses these problems, that gives you the solutions. And truly, truly, with all respect, as much as I've made it an entertaining story after story from my generation, from my point of view, and with what I had going on, I'm giving you the final details. I'm telling you what works in the organic world to fix a global problem. And as I said, I apologize that when people are here and people are with the channel and people are typing in chat, they're gardeners already. They're already in the place you're now coming to. You're now buying homes of your own that have these problems. And nobody's offering you a way to fix them. Nobody's saying, hey, look, if you just ignore this and do this, this will happen. Nobody's giving you the solutions. Doesn't matter how we got there. You're now buying this new home. You're now buying this pre-existing home, and it has problems. And you just want to know how to fix them. And nobody's giving you that respect. Everybody wants to sit down and go, well, here's the history, and here's what happened, and here's how many years and how many coats of gobbledygook caused this. I understand you don't need all of that. You really don't. You don't need who, what, where, when, and why. You need a solution, and you'll take care of it in spades. So yeah, call it a challenge, call it whatever you want. Purchase the Green Wizard's Guide. The link is below. And I'll put links to the other two videos I referred to because they're shock value and entertainment. Because I am passionate about what's going on here. And yeah, I may tease about, all of these other forms of media, forms of communication, forms of like Facebook and the new ones that are up and coming. I kid around about that stuff because my generation, we're kind of old, we're kind of slow. We don't quite get it yet. And I'm not quite there. I'm coming, but I'm not quite there. I need your help because I'm just not quite there. All of that aside, I apologize for the way I tease about that, but I'm knocking myself, not you. I'm knocking myself for not having the knowledge you already have, the places you've already been, the stuff you already know about. I'm just not there yet. I need to open that box and read the manual, and I haven't gotten there yet. You guys are ahead of me. I'll eventually get there with your help, but I'm just an old guy that likes to play in the dirt, that likes to garden, and what have you. So my challenge to you is Purchase the Green Wizard's Guide. Get the details. Put it to work and show me up. Because I know you will. That's the way your generation works. So all respect to each and every one of you millennials. Doesn't matter what genre I'm talking about, whether it be the homesteader, whether it be the prepper, whether it be the new mom. You just need the details. And sometimes we get lost in that and we forget that. That's the generational gap. And I'm not going to apologize for my entire generation. I'll just apologize for the distraction that goes on during our streams, because we are going to reply to those people typing in chat, like Casey Detox Diva is here and listening. She's at work and she can't listen, but she understands all of what I'm saying. She is right there at the top of the heap with the millennials, and she herself just needs the details. She'll take care of it. That's what it's about. And I understand that. I really do. And I'm trying to explain that in spades and reach each and every one of you and let you know, look, I get it. In my world and in my experience, in my security world and what have you, if I just give you the details, you'll handle it, and you'll handle it better than I would have. And my bosses didn't understand that. So all due respect to each and every one of you millennials. Here's the details. Let's go fix this global problem. It's just that simple. The Green Wizard's Guide is a story of my life, in a sense, and a story of what I've experienced. And by not going to the chemicals, you're going to save the money I spent. You're not going to spend it. That's part of what makes you guys that much more special, because you're not about the history. But this book just has those kind of stories in it. It's 115 pages of information that breaks it down and gives you the final details in what to do to fix the problem. So all due respect to each and every one of you. I appreciate you even giving me the time to come here and listen to what I've got to say, in my appreciation to each and every one of you. And yeah, as much as I'm pushing a book, I'm just giving you the details, which is what you actually need. All the rest of the fluff, all of the rest of the information is kind of immaterial. I understand that. But it's nice to be entertained just a little bit. It takes about 2 hours to read this information. There's no point in going any further. You just need the details. And I've cut it back to that much. So get the word out to the other millennials. I do respect you. Everything about you guys. And I'm giving you the details as to how to fix this global problem. How to fix this problem in your new home so that it's the best it can possibly be, as quickly and as efficiently and as inexpensively as organic is. I'm giving you those solutions, all the details that you could possibly need in supporting research, just in case you question what I'm telling you. There's a lot of research on the internet. As I said, you guys are reading the future books, where my generation reads the history. So you can back up everything I say. Every detail of what I use and every detail of what is available is out there with the professors, with the research, with the experience. This book can turn that all around. This book can turn around what has happened in our history and make that major difference that you're looking for. Here's the details. So get the word out to your other millennials. Shout this one out however you guys do. Get your friends over here so that they can support my channel, ring my bell, and be ready for more details, because that's what it's about over here. Some of my chats are a little bit winded. Some of my chats go a little, you guys may not want to be hanging out. I get it. I totally get it. But here's the details you guys have been looking for. Here's the details that the government's not giving us. Here's the details that even the scientists and the chemists aren't giving us. This is how we fix the problem. This is how we do it on a small scale, at home level, which is where we have to start. Because none of us can afford $1 million farm. None of us can afford to go out there and change all of Texas, all of Nebraska, all of what have you. And the government's not going to do it. They're too busy putting money in their pockets, as you know. So help me get this word out. Help me get this information out. I do respect each and every one of you. I do actually need your help. I need to understand how to shout this stuff out across all the forms of media there are. I just, I, I can't do it alone. I need your help. I need your guidance. You guys have got it going on. Like I said, when I go to the store, I'm looking for a millennial. So I have to stop. I'm not going to keep chewing on your ear. I've got to go chase my starlight. I've got things I've got to get done today. But I appreciate you stopping in. And again, hats off to you, millennials. This is the respect. Here's the details. Have a great day.